You're listening to the Classic Gamers Guild podcast.
Hello mates, welcome back to the Classic Gamers Guild podcast. I am joined here today, as usual, sort of, by our dear friends Ric and Anna. How are you lot today?
I'm pretty good today. I just got a copy of Wizardry, Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord for Apple. I think that's going back to 1981, so I've been checking out the shiny cover. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's very metallic looking. It looks more modern than early 80s.
I think that might actually be my very first computer RPG that I played.
No way, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's why I haven't heard of it. It's an RPG. Honestly, you lost me when you said wizards. Anytime wizardry comes up, I'm out.
Seriously, I played that at a time when I don't know if you looked it up or anything or seen the screens or anything like that, but I played that at a time when that was like, wow, this is really cool and new.
Wow, that's depressing.
Granted, it was probably like a number of years after it came out, but I mean, like anything that was on a computer that I only just started owning that year was really cool and new, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, the menus are cute. You know, it's got the cute little sprites. I don't know if cute's the right word for this game. It's a good-looking game.
It was my biggest takeaway from the whole thing was, it has really cute menus, an adorable little cursor. Actually,
there's no cursor.
There's no mouse yet, yeah.
How are you, Paul?
I'm wonderful. I'm accidentally using an NPR voice today, I've been told, so if anyone feels a little more soothed or relaxed than usual, you're welcome. Any bloody way, today's subject, I'm told to say, we're gonna do another on the spot challenge because they're a lot of fun to do, and we've gotten great feedback from the listeners, and by that I mean they haven't said anything bad, so we have to assume it's acceptable. So we're gonna do this on the spot challenge thing again, whether you lot like it or not. Again, please like it, please like us, validate us. I need that. We're gonna do explain it poorly. So I'm gonna be the host of this one. I'll give you lot a number. That number will be associated with the game, and then you will proceed to explain that game to me simply and or poorly, preferably poorly.
Poorly.
For humor
really
purposes.
Poorly.
All right, so who wants to how about we'll go ladies first? How's that sound?
Sure, I'm game. Let's see what happens.
All right, so pick a number between 1 and 15.
Lucky number 13.
Damn it.
Lucky number 13. All right, so please explain to us as poorly as possible the game Willie Beamish, or the adventures of Willie Beamish.
A kid with a horny frog tries not to get into military school. I mean, that's really the whole game, isn't it? There's some Nintari. Is that explaining it shortly or poorly? A little bit of both, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so.
I've always wondered because, I heard that there's, some weird humor in the game. It's kind of for kids, but mostly for adults and that kind of thing. So I've been spending, decades now trying to figure out if there's some sort of, a double entendre to his name. Does Willie Beamish mean something rude that I'm not aware of?
In my head, Willie, you're Willie, and then Beamish, you beam, you moon somebody. In my head, that's kind of how it works.
Yeah, because I definitely got the feeling because of the Willie.
Mm-hmm.
But, Beamish, what can we work with there?
Yeah, it's like another word for mooning, isn't it? Am I making that up? It sounds to me
beaming?
Beaming your Willie. Yeah, there. Even better.
But ish, and then not quite. It's a sort of ish.
You get the top half. You don't get the bbottom half.
Oh my god! Yeah. Oh, that just shocked me. That's not easy to do.
It's a Willie Beam-ish.
and then him and his horny frog take races together and try to win money so that they can enter a video game contest. And in the contest, there are games that you as a player can't actually play yourself. Which is a little disappointing.
I honestly the only thing I know about that game is this infamous screenshot from there where it's the sexy nurse who has these gigantic breasts that completely point sideways in opposite directions.
Yeah.
I think they fixed that in later versions, but it's just I'm never at any point in my life did I think they worked like that. How did people who make this game decide that's what they do.
That's not what they do?
From what I understand, they're much larger in the Sega CD version, which means like they spent effort into making them even bigger, I suppose, for a different version of the game. Like, why?
Well, it's not the size that I'm concerned with. It's the dynamics of them, where it's like they're escaping.
Oh, you have more of like a medical concern for her back.
Well, not even. It's like, they don't stick outwards. They face
weird.
Like, they face to the side. Like, she has no arm mobility because they like completely block her off from the shoulders.
Yeah, like if she's laying on the beach trying to do a bit of nude sun tanning, she's going to have to reposition them a few times. Otherwise, she's going to have this big white spot under her arm.
But yeah, beyond that, I honestly, as much as Paul even tells me about the game, I never remember anything about it. So I just really don't know what's going on with that game. So I don't know how to, any description I give would be by definition poor because I don't know what the game is. Or, about. I know what the game is. I just don't know what it's about. So, I could just say anything randomly, and it'll be as good as an actual attempt at a guess from me, because I just don't even have any, frame of reference. So Willie kind of beams, but he is a kid in the 90s, so of course he has a skateboard, and he, adventures.
Pretty much the whole game is based on a trouble meter. Instead of with Laura Bow, it's how good of a detective you are. In this one, it's how much trouble you've gotten into and whether or not you're going to not be allowed to go to the championships or end up having to be in military school.
Wait, championships of what?
The Nintari championships.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yes.
The beauty of this game is even though Anna's played it and did a wonderful job answering it, because Ric's answer was even more poor, he somehow wins, which is very unfair.
Damn it!
For any game that I'm completely unfamiliar with, the only thing I'm going to allow myself as a cue is the box art. So, I see a frog in a little vest. That's kind of cute. He's pretty worried about his current situation. 90s kid with 90s hair. And
doing 90s things.
Thank you. Like I said, he adventures. What does this actually say here? What if you were 9 again, knowing what you know now? Was I even much older than 9 when this game came out?
You would have been a bit older. I think it came out when we were about in grade 8.
Okay.
That's when I got it, 91
it's
there.
Like 12, 13.
Mm-hmm.
That's not that much. Yeah. What if I was 9 again, knowing what I know now? I don't even know much more now, to be honest. Do I get to be 9 back in the 90s, or do I get to be 9 now?
Yeah, I'd do a shit job. If I had to go back to be 9, I'd think I'd do it better, but I'd do it terribly, and I'd be like, everybody would think I'm even weirder, and my grades would be even worse, and I'd be like, oh man, I really messed it up this time.
Yeah, if I was to explain this game poorly, I think I'd say it's a game for adults, but not really, and it's also a game for kids, but not really.
That's very true. The best thing about this game is that I'm getting a big box copy of it in the mail any day now, with the stickers and all.
Oh, nice. Do you get the Willy watch?
Mm-hmm. No, I wish. I really want that.
See, I'm still hung up on this whole if I were 9 again. I'm like, so I'm still kind of thinking like, well, let's see. If I were 9, I would, when I was 9, that's back when I still kind of cared about trying to fit in with people. So I think if I were now, but I was 9, I'd be like way more just like alienated myself because I don't care what anyone thinks anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I would get alienated hardcore because I would come across like some sort of like 9-year-old hipster, because I'd be like, nah, man, this is just a passing trend, bro. You have no idea what's really important.
Oh my god, hipsters are time travelers. Shit.
That's gotta be it. They're older people from the past. So they're like, vinyl's still awesome.
Be dropping like George Carlin quotes on them. It's all big club, you're not a part of it, bro. Don't stress it. I don't know why I'd suddenly talk like that, because I'm just me, but 9.
Because you got a skateboard and it makes you cool.
That's right, yes.
So, Willie Beamish's adventure is to play at this competition, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially he's trying to make his way to get to the competition before he has to go to military school, but he has to raise funds.
I see.
Yeah,
okay.
there you go, getting the money to go.
All right.
That's the crux of it.
All right. Well, then I guess we have exhausted that premise pretty well at this point.
And as a nice side quest, we also poorly explained the nurse's breast to everybody.
That's my main quest in this, honestly. So I guess my description, if I were playing this, having not played it ever before, I'd be like 40-year-old person controlling a 9-year-old only wants to visit the nurse.
Yeah. 9-year-old successfully manipulates nurse into sexual act.
Oh.
9-year-old
Does he actually?
unable to perform.
Does he actually? Rick's about to plug
Up
Rick's
to
about
a
to plug
point.
this thing in.
But there is a point where it just doesn't work any longer.
Oh. There's something
All
else
right.
too. Isn't there like something like you spy on your sister showering or something?
You don't. You have to hand her like shampoo and when she's in the bathtub, and that it is a very sexual scene because she gets out and she's animated in quite a nice way, curvature way. I don't know why I just got off 40-year-old virgin explaining that.
Do you need a minute, Paul?
But she gets out and like has like little sudsy soap bubbles in all the right spots, or kind of the wrong spots, and it's her brother. It's a bit of a weird scene, I have to say. Yeah.
Well, you got to throw in the sexuality where you can in a game like that. I think, and they're trying to give something for everybody. A show like Animaniacs,
Yeah,
right?
like
Any
Warner
age
Brothers.
can watch it and enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Then that's where the game kind of failed, because I don't think they committed enough to the adult side. I feel like the whole time they were afraid that kids were going to buy it and think it was for them, so they just didn't commit. But then there's just these really weird scenes, like the two villains is a male and female in their, like, I don't know, 40s, 50s, and like the female is he's on all fours and she's riding him like a horse. But like while they're watching the telly, like it's a real kind of casual affair for them. It's just really strange bits in that game.
It's just like mom and dad.
Oh my god. All right, let's move on to the bloody next one. Rick, pick a number.
All right. 12.
All right, number 12 is The Neverhood.
Ooh. Okay, how to explain this poorly? It's already kind of like beyond explanation anyways.
It is, yes.
So, I mean, like, isn't he literally a clay man? Like, his name is Clayman, so it's not like I can be all meta and be like, "Ooh, a man made of clay." It's like, yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. How do you explain it poorly? You're a clay guy, and you go to rescue God.
Wow.
I guess simple was an option, right? I guess simple was an option.
Yeah, I've never played the game, so I'd say pretty much it's like watching a claymation movie, but you can click on stuff.
Yes. Yeah, basically. But the thing with this world is that it's like, to the best of my knowledge, like it kind of is clay. Like it's kind of literal.
Yeah, that is tough. Very expensive clumps of clay come to life and find meaning.
Yeah.
None of these are poor enough.
No.
Gumby overdoses on LSD.
Well, I mean, here, pull up like a box art or something, Anna. See if you can see what you can work with there.
Oh yeah, box art. So yeah, it pretty much looks like a guy has to go to a quest through castles to find himself and learn about the world around him. What an ending. I can't help it. I mean, is this a spoiler? The last thing in Wikipedia? Is this what you guys work for, this whole game? Is the game ends with Hoborg saying to Clayman, "Man, things are good."
Something like that.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty epic. Yeah, I gotta play that.
It's like...
It also Also helps to know Hoborg only says like 4 things, and that's one of them.
Oh, so it's a big deal. I get it. I've always wanted to play it. I've never come across a copy of it. I love the idea of the fact that it's claymation. I respect the hell out of claymation because it's just so much damn work.
Oh, yeah. And you can tell it's very painstakingly animated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Mm-hmm. But, like, judging by the box art, it looks like he is so not the hero that he is the guy who looks up in the sky and says, "It's a bird, it's a plane." Right? Yeah. Like he's the guy who observes the hero doing the story. I guess that's the best I can do with the Neverhood, really. It's like you're like the one character in the game, or there's like 4 characters in the game. One of them is kind of like the narrator in a game that's not really narrated.
It's so abstract.
Yes. The other guy is the guy who usurped God, and the other guy is the literal God, and you have to defeat one of the 3 other people other than yourself that exists, because that's what you do.
All right, Anna, pick a number for us.
I will go for number 6.
Damn it!
All right, that is. You know that's his favorite number. That wasn't very nice of you. Number 6 is King's Quest 7.
Let's see. Sierra meets Disney, but Donald Duck's nowhere to be found. Yeah, oh gosh, I don't want to say anything too bad about this game. Lovely people made it and worked on it, but at the time I wasn't a huge fan. So, yeah, I could call it contrary cartoons. Spoiled Rosella forgot that she already went on a bunch of big adventures years ago and is now complaining because she never gets to go on big adventures. That's the game.
Hypocrisy, the game.
Oh man, my life is so boring. It's like, were you there in Daventry? Like, did you see all that stuff that happened? Did you miss out? You were sleeping? Okay, no big deal. Fine. You've never been on big adventures. We're good. I'm fortunate that you got this instead of me because I never actually played it. Other than I've seen a few screenshots, but again, I'm going to go off of the box art entirely. And I would say, it's really hard to avoid the Disney comparison. Mm-hmm. So I'd definitely say it's in, evil Disney witch creates a Princess NATO. That's pretty much it.
Nice. That actually makes me want to play it.
No, don't. It's okay.
Oh.
I'm sorry. You know what? I'm softer towards it now because I can understand the art. But at the time, I was looking for something a little bit different, which is why I liked Mask of Eternity so much, because I was like, finally, this is different. This is good.
Finally,
I like this.
not that.
Yeah.
I actually, the first I ever heard of King's Quest 7, I saw it in an Interaction magazine. And I don't know, I thought it looked cool. I was like, hey, that's a cool direction to take it in, because I didn't care anything about King's Quest. I never played them. Mm-hmm. Or I played 4, I think, by that point. Mm-hmm. So I had no, that's not the right style. It's like, I don't care. Do whatever you want. It's King's Quest.
Well, I've only played the first 30 minutes of the game, so I'm going to explain it poorly based off of just that. And I would say, I can't wait to play as Rosella or Graham again, but instead I'm this girl's mother for 30 minutes for some reason. It was the worst way to start a game ever. I was like, I have to play as her mom for for the whole chapter. Like, I don't want to. I just don't want to. And I will say, explanation aside, it had remarkably poor animation. Like the movement, the movements and everything are fine. They're smooth and whatever, but it's like this uncanny thing with the fate. Like everything is just kind of oddly off, especially for Sierra, because I think they were good at that throughout their time. But yeah, it's got really bad animation.
Mm-hmm. I found it really easy. I just found it way too easy. There was some challenge to 6, and 5 was certainly quite a challenge. And then 7 came around, and I felt like it was kind of like watching a cartoon, an interactive cartoon, more than anything.
Mm-hmm. Like for the animation, on a scale of Space Quest 6 plus or minus 5, where would it be?
Minus, for sure.
Minus. Yeah, I'd have to say. And I can't I don't mean to say I don't like that. Like, it has that kind of cartoony look to it, kind of like Dragon's Lair, but a little bit more modern, a little bit softer. But that never really appealed to me to play. So.
Well, it's funny because Dragon's Lair, like, the one thing I actually liked about it was the art and animation. I kind of really don't even count that as a game.
Mm-hmm. Just a cartoon. That's why it's not a game to me. Like, it's pretty.
Yeah, it struck me as a game being made by somebody who really wished he wasn't making a game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's just a very large cutscene with the occasional QuickTime event.
Yeah.
Because I only came across it in arcades as a kid, so to me it was just a money sucker. Like, I want to go to the arcade and watch this guy play it well. Right. I don't want to go to the arcade and actually play the game myself because I don't want to spend $1 just to lose it on the first, action scene.
Yeah. It's funny. I was actually, I decided to look up some screenshots now that you kind of mentioned that you play as the mom for the first little bit.
Yeah.
And looking at some of the art and presumed animation, it's all still photos and all that, but I get less of a Disney feel out of it and more of a Looney Tunes feel.
That's interesting because there's something to be said with that with the animation. The animation is jarring to me because the game clones the Disney feel very well.
It does. Okay.
Until the characters' faces start to move when they're talking and such.
Yeah, Rosella's face is weird, especially if she's turning or you get a different angle. She almost looks elf-like to me, but she's not meant to be at all.
Yeah, she'll get these weird humpback Notre Dame faces in the middle of singing. It's just really shockingly off to me occasionally. I don't know. Now I'm starting to feel bad wondering if anybody worked on the game is listening by chance.
I know. I do kind of feel bad. I've met people that have worked on the game. So
right.
Sorry.
Actually, once I get to some of the Rosella scenes, now it looks more Disney.
The game itself is beautiful. It's just the animations. Everything else is done really well. And obviously the normal in-game animations, they're all Sierra quality. They're all great. It's just the opening scene where she's singing, you'd think they probably would have tried the hardest in that because that's the opener, the reel you in scene. It's weird. It's weird. After this episode, you have to watch it, mate.
It is one of those games, though, that I played through it when it came out and I haven't played it again. So although I say I've softened up my view on it, clearly not enough to put a second go into it to get a more update point of view. So I'm only running off what I felt when I first played it.
All right.
So I'm going to stick with my my original then. Sierra meets Disney, but no Donald Duck.
I think that's fair. But I still like Princess NATO.
Yeah.
All right, Rick, you pick a number, mate.
11.
Oh, no. 11 is Gold Rush.
Yeah.
I don't think these are random. Fine. 11 is Gold Rush. All right. It's Gold Rush. That's...
Ouch. I promised myself you wouldn't be able to hurt me, but damn it, you did. Your words are like knives.
It is the game that would eventually be turned into a game from 2014 that was made in 2004.
That's the largest insult you could offer, is just answering in stats.
Did I get the dates right? That was off the top of my head.
About.
The bluff worked on me, I'll put it that way.
Sounds authentic.
Yeah.
I am curious now. When does the special edition come out?
Wasn't it 2009 or something? I don't have it in front of me right now.
2014, I got it. Yes. Okay.
Oh,
nice.
But yeah, so that's my that's the most I could say about it. It's also kind of the nicest I could say about it.
Oh, Jesus. You just keep making it worse.
Do you want me to make it worse? I could try. That was just my description of the game.
I really have to ask myself what I was looking for by putting this on the list to begin with.
Well, Anna's a fan. You go ahead. How would you describe it poorly? Criticize it on a deeper level. Really hit it in the feelings. Stab it in the soul.
Wow. Get gold, don't die. I can't. It's such a cute little game. It's so pretty.
I can't do this.
I can't do it. Get gold, don't die, and make sure to click and type everything. And Or get gold, but first, how the hell do you sell your house?
So Rick gave us stats. Anna gave us instructions.
How about you think you're going to play a game, it turns out you're learning.
Yeah, I like that. I was gonna go with that route.
Yeah.
How about this? The game is like its graphics. Everyone appreciates that it's complex, but it's just not very fun.
Mean. Very mean.
Beautiful to look at, beautiful to hold, but as soon as you load it, you wish it wasn't sold. No.
The best thing about this game came in the box.
Damn it. What have I done? Why did I put this on the list? There's so many to choose from.
The best ending out of every Sierra game because it was so satisfying and because it was finally over.
I agree that the best part about this game is when it ends.
You can't say that till you actually finish it, though. Didn't you?
Quitting counts.
Not. How far did you get?
Quitting
you
counts.
Started your first journey, Rick, but you haven't come back for the rest yet. We're still waiting for you.
No, I decided to stop at its peak.
At its peak. All right, I'll give it a go. Guy moves out west, loses a mule several times, presses F3 even more times, gets rich.
Gets rich.
Maybe. No spoilers. All right, you do.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't know. Do you want me to continue?
No, actually, that's Anna, pick a number before he can start up again.
All right, number 3.
Damn it!
Oh. Number 3 is Loom.
Nice.
Ooh. Music lessons when all you wanted to do was play a game. I never actually played that one when I was a kid. I didn't play it till recently, and I haven't quite finished it yet, although I'm sure it's quite worth it since you guys have talked so much about it. I feel like it's already near and dear to my heart.
Musical cult destroys the universe.
Birds and Strings, a story.
Peaceful hippie does a murder.
Okay, have we already exhausted that one?
I was trying to work with how that rather innocent boy in the game gets killed, but I got nothing. It just seems so wrong when you're playing it. Like he doesn't really do anything wrong. And you come back and he's dead because of you.
It's the kind of game that's really, really confusing until you realize you sometimes have to think backwards.
Wrong game.
But not in a Rumpelstiltskin sort of way.
Yeah.
No.
Guy in robe does reckless things, child dies as result. There we go.
Is that another one we can do on the spot news articles?
Ugly duckling turns into swan.
Yeah, that's the best I got considering I've only played like the first 30 minutes, so yeah.
It's too good a game. You can't describe it. I mean, it's simple. It's amazing in its simplicity.
I wanted to like it when it first came out, and well, my dad was like, here's this game, check it out. And I said, what is it? He said, I don't know. It's some game where they've tried to combine music in a game, and it probably didn't work. And I had this thing in my head saying, this is probably some dumb game, so I never put any real time into it. I think it was just a sample that I had anyways, like just the first portion on a sample CD, so.
Well, I think the first time I tried to play it was, I just didn't understand what it was, because I just always, it was a point-and-click adventure, so I tried to play it like I would play a point-and-click adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not how you play that game.
No.
Anna's comment made me really paranoid as a parent now. Like, Jesus Christ, I gotta watch everything I say to him. She didn't play the bloody game because of an offhand comment her dad made.
It's true. He's done that to me with a few. He did the same with Myst, and he gave it to me and I said, what is it? And he said, I don't know, but it's not anything you're going to like. Oh. That's how he presented it to me. So I turned it on and I'm like, what the hell is this? I don't like this.
So that scratches Myst off the list, right?
Yeah, and ribbon by proxy. Yeah.
That is a great way to describe Miss Poorly. It's not anything you're going to like. The end. The best part is half the listeners are genuinely pissed off at that statement right now. I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to be so. I've now alienated most of my friends on this one episode. Jesus.
Okay, are we officially talking Myst right now?
Sure, why not?
All right. The precursor to hidden object games.
Oh, got him.
Burn.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Explain to me how you don't like hidden objects but like Myst. I'll give you a minute. And if your answer is because there's no objects to find, then that just makes it worse.
Hidden object game, no objects. I honestly, I did not play very much of the game. I'll put it that way. I'm very much in your boat, and I knew very quickly that this is a game that I just am not going to like.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the thing. I also didn't play much of it, but that's the thing with games you don't like. You don't play much of them.
You don't play much of them.
Yeah, I think I might have given it 30 minutes or something.
Whose turn was it?
It's yours now.
Is it mine? Okay. How many numbers do we have left? I will go with 8.
All right, number 8 is Fate of Atlantis.
Ooh, nice. How do you describe it poorly? It's Indiana Jones. How do you describe that any other way?
Yeah, the game that should have been the game that is a movie. I mean, this game is canon anyways.
It is, yes.
So, yeah.
Socially accepted womanizer has no impact on ultimate story again.
Actually, is that true? Is that true this time?
No, it's actually not. You're right.
Okay.
You're right. There's no proof of it, but he still had impact. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Which I just gotta say that whole argument is such rubbish to me because it's about the bloody journey. All right. It's not. I don't need it to fictionally meant something.
Okay. Let's see. Describe poorly. A leather jacket salesman visits active volcano, destroys it.
There you go. Yeah, well done. Yeah, it's poorly, but I'm still intrigued enough to play it.
Okay, I guess we have time for one more then.
One more? All right. Okay. Anna, you pick a number.
Number 1.
Damn it!
You don't even have a turn next. All right. All right, number 1 is Dagger of Amon-Ra.
Ooh.
It's just now I'm realizing none of these dammits ever meant anything at all.
Yeah, I was taking them so seriously. Watching, looking, recording, reporting, and continuing not to be preventing.
That is a pretty poor explanation of it.
Why, thank you.
Good job.
Why,
That is the worst explanation of anything I've ever heard.
I'm so proud. Do I finally win one?
I think so. What is that meme of that one guy who's just like, nothing you said made sense, you should feel bad? Or like, what was that guy? Oh, actually, I just pulled it up. It's, what you've just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I've ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response was there anything that could even be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
That's how you not only win the round, but win the episode when it beckons that meme to be read out loud.
I'm feeling pretty proud of myself right now. This is kind of a moment.
I am envious. That was pretty stunning.
That was good.
It's to the point I've actually forgotten which game we're talking about.
Dagger of Amon-Ra.
Dagger of Amon-Ra. Yes, right.
So that's the dumber for having heard it bit working.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. You just lost that information entirely. You could call it a night at the museum with murder.
Good one.
Also, somehow funnier.
With much less words.
Guy does a murder, no one tweets about it.
A Laura Bow game that we actually know is not a hidden object game.
If you don't finish the game right, you're never going to know who the bad guy is. That's a terrible description. It's just accurate. It's true. That's what happens. If you do it wrong, they're not going to tell you.
After out-of-place lesbian encounter, woman witnesses bodies dropping to the floor and then is extensively quizzed on the matter afterwards.
Accurate.
Very creative serial killer runs amok in a single location and not a high priority to police.
Yeah, that's true.
People kind of handle the murders like really in stride in that game.
Mm-hmm.
In any of these things, like in any murder mystery, people just really take it like, oh, like they're shocked for like 5 minutes flat. And then from then on, it's just like, okay, well, I don't have to care until the next one.
One of them has a cartoonish faint, and then 3 minutes later, everyone's just got their shit back together again.
Oh, are you still going on about that?
Well, I think that's the best I can do in terms of explaining it poorly.
Yeah, I think my first explanation was probably the poorest going by the meme. So.
Yeah, the rest of I think that peaked and we are now just trailing off.
Yeah, although to me it made a lot of sense. I mean, I thought that was a very good, poor explanation. I'm going to listen back and say, what the hell was that? But in my head, that was perfect.
I've got a quick one. I just want to hear from Rick. Anna, chime in if you've played it, but I know Rick has. Give me a really quick one without thinking on Altered Destiny.
Altered Destiny. That's, oh man. It's kind of funny. Like, this is not a knock against the game. I think like the best part of it is the actual premise, but the actual premise is so ridiculous that it is kind of a poor explanation. It's literally, the story is, guy goes to TV repair shop, picks up wrong TV, gets teleported to alternate dimension.
Watch TV, save the galaxy.
Yeah. I think it's possibly like worst date ever because I think he was expecting his girlfriend to come over.
Oh, poor guy.
Mm-hmm. So it's like alternate universe and chill.
Game tries to Space Quest, fails.
Yeah. But again, it's one of those things where it's the less manly syndrome where it tries to sell itself as something it totally isn't even. Like, less manly tried to be like, hey, we're like a Leisure Suit Larry. It's like, you're really not. You're really not. So like, you did yourself a disservice, if anything, by trying to draw that comparison.
All right. Well, that's good. I had to get that out of the system. I'm ready to wrap it up.
Yeah, I'd say, thanks for listening to our episode. And if you like what you hear and you're not already out there on Facebook land, check us out. You can also tweet at us out in Twitterland at the CG Guild. Or throw us an email. Maybe you have something to say. Maybe you have something to add to something that we talked about on the episode. Our email is mail@classicgamersguild.com. And thank you so much for the listeners. Without you guys, we wouldn't even bother with any of this. We need to feel validated. It's very important to us. And thank you so much to the Patreon subscribers for making the show possible, as well as extra special thanks to Jay Holmes and Mark Fillion. You guys are awesome. Otherwise,
sorry, just wanted to cut you off there for 1 second because I just remembered now when you're reading off the email address, we actually did get an email from a real person.
Oh.
They didn't give a real name. This comes from Mr. Beast 667. I will not give the full email address in case they don't want us to disclose that. I just realized that they signed off Father Beast. Number one, they wrote, I suggest the point-and-click adventure game Flight of the Amazon Queen, except you might want to do an entire episode on it sometime. So I guess in terms of a non-Sierra, non-LucasArts game that this person would recommend Flight of the Amazon Queen, and possibly we should do an episode on that. I think it's like free, isn't it, on GOG or something?
I think I already have it, yeah.
Yeah, I know I have it.
Scumvm.org has it for free, for sure.
Okay, so it is freeware one way or another.
Yes.
And number two, also in relation to our last episode, if you are into Heroes of Might and Magic 3, go and find the mod/unofficial fan expansion Horn of the Abyss. It upgrades to higher resolution, adds a whole new faction, improves the interface, and more. It installs directly over your GOG version of Heroes 3, and when I tried it out one day, 3 evenings just disappeared.
Oh, I am super into trying that out. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. And thanks for writing in.
Yes, thank you. For contact and engagement.
We do like it because we think people are listening, that the numbers show people are listening, but it's nice to get the feedback to show that people are actually listening.
Yes, thank you very much for reaching out. That was that's like our next step towards greatness, is that people care enough to talk to us.
Yes, that has filled my cup for the evening. Thank you, Mike, for writing in. I really want to play the Amazon Queen too. It's been on that need to play list forever.
Yeah, me too.
All right, don't do a murder.